Howdy. Oh god, I need a drink. I need a cold one. I need a stiff beverage in my gullet guzzle. Welcome to Jawesome, Possum, everybody. We're reading Homestuck. I said ho and then so I was gonna say home and then no. We're reading Problem Sleuth. Oh boy, what a classic blunder. We're reading home. I did it again. Problem Sleuth. Okay, Problem Sleuth. Today, chapter 21. Maybe into 22, and then maybe even into the finale. So I know at this point in the story, there's no really they're not telling you the chapter when the chapters end. So I'm gonna have to kind of guess. Ow. When the chapters end. Sorry, I clipped my nails. And now I'm trying to open a can of apple cider. Oh my god. Perfect. Hello and welcome. We're still waiting for our co-host, but I might just start here in a second because... Never mind. There we go. Hi. Wait, let me make sure I can hear you. Now I can hear you. Maybe, if you unmute. Or not, it's okay too.
Thank you, because I was literally just sitting there wait, why is my thing not working? It's because I was muted.
You were muted, and also I didn't switch my Discord to... Because again, it auto goes to the wrong output.
Right, yeah, of course. Yeah, by default, it's just, getting rid of your friend.
Yep.
Just dumping your friend, just, right on the side of the road. It's fine.
Like a son of a bitch. Alright, we're here. We're reading Problem Sleuth. It's happening. Let me take one more nice sip of apple cider and we'll get started.
I was late because I was running around looking for my glasses. Because I took them off when I got home and then didn't put them on my desk.
Oh my god. I was hoping to start early and just start reading without you, and then it took me 10 minutes to set up, get everything situated, because I switched my monitor layout. So my secondary monitor is now on the left instead of the right. So I had to refigure out everything. But
yeah, fuck you.
Hey.
Hey, I'm sorry. I had a second to reflect on my behavior for the past 10 seconds or so. I just want to say sorry. Just wanted to apologize.
I appreciate that. I really, really do.
Okay, I finally have everything set up and I'm ready. I'll stop stalling now.
Yay! Yay! I think the last time we streamed, we didn't use a single sound effect. We were so locked in.
That's incredible. Let's replicate that today. I'm locking in right now.
Right now. Mass plus a lot of numbers. Volume, 1 out of 10,000. You give them a good tug this time, lowering your volume and jacking up your mass to a factor of 1,000,000,000,000,000,000. Roughly the weight of an Earth-sized planet. Well, that's just Earth, but... Typing quirks are back on the menu, boys. Hey, they were there in Divinity, alright? Oh shit.
Fuck.
Dark matter mobster Kingpin has slipped under his Schwarzschild radius and collapsed to become black hole mobster Kingpin. Nothing can escape his gravitational pull, not even light, no matter how slowly and steadily it attempts to crawl out of his gravity well.
Greet your new visitors, Death.
Why are we here? You've become so frazzled by people coming and going, you completely forgot to have some tea prepared for your new guests. It seems all the imaginary pickle inspectors have finally caught up with each other in the afterlife. Beg visitors to stay, Death.
A polite, hat doffing.
Yeah.
You plead with these fellows to stay put in the afterlife. You are at your wits' end. You will do anything. The gentlemen agree amicably to remain where they are. The gray fellow appears to be way too large and unintelligent to leave anyway.
What's happening here?
He loves that whale.
And the whale's like, don't perceive me.
The whale's a little bit shy, so...
The whale from Jailbreak, by the way. Specifically, the Jailbreak whale. The madame who appears not to have... What?
I did a port is funny because it's like a portmanteau of like jailbreak
and...
and...
you would be quiet.
The madame, who appears to not have left with the others, gives her assurance as well. She suggests a round of that game where you were so fond of, the one with the mammals. She doesn't mind. If you didn't know any better, you would swear the madame was beginning to fancy you. You become a little uncomfortable. Get ye ink flask, Problem Sleuth.
Problem Sleuth acquires the ink of Squid Pro Quo and puts it safely in his pocket, where any good flask belongs. The items remaining in your inventory are, of course, 4 precious pieces of candy corn, a lot of useless ammunition, and your supplies of elf tears, weasel snot, hog slop, and pie filling, each respectively at 36, 12, 18, and 29 drops precisely. Now all you need is a weapon.
Are we ever gonna use this, these candy corns? Hasn't he had them since the very beginning?
He'd use them to transform into a candy corn vampire, obviously.
Obviously! The gravitational pull of BHMK is unstoppable. The game of life is being ripped apart. Buildings, trees, ugly dogs, everything is sucked into his event horizon. It's a great movie, by the way. Y'all should, if you haven't seen Event Horizon, that's a good movie.
Did you put it on my list, or is it not scary enough?
It's scary enough. I should have put it on your list. If I haven't, that's a mistake. Also,
Okay,
have you ever...
I don't...
Sorry, no, you go.
I don't recognize the name, so it may not be on there, but I can try to remember it.
It's also a list of, like, hundreds of movies.
It is. It's my hope to do one movie a week that list will last me quite some time.
Yeah, and I'll probably add to it as time goes on.
Oh, thank you.
For those who don't know, one day we had, I think it was on Problem Sleuth, where you were like, I haven't seen barely any horror movies. So literally off stream, I went and I made Grace a list of like hundreds of horror movies to watch through.
I literally named like the 10 horror movies that I've seen, which all very proud to have seen, by the way. I'm not against the genre. I'm just bad at doing things.
Yeah, so I, as a guiding light in the storm, offered a curated, semi-curated list. There's some good, there's some bad, there's some amazing, there's some terrible.
Yeah, I did use up this week's movie on Tokyo Godfathers, but maybe next week I will start on that list.
Maybe. So, Life is Dead.
Yeah, this is just happening. My bad. Fuck, gone.
Well, all on top of his hat, by the way. Oh, what the fuck?
Ooh, I like this new face.
Once again, we just want to go to the 7-Eleven and get some snacks.
Fuck. 3?
3? Alright. It's Demon Head Mobster Kingpin's third and final face. He is more fearsome than ever, with 3 health meters and a deadly black hole version of his non-imaginary self pulsing on top of his hat. In addition to which, he is completely invulnerable to any physical attacks, and he has no weaknesses to increase in blood sugar or emotions. He is only susceptible to damage caused by righteous fires of charisma, which is doubtful there is any hero in the cosmos bold enough to wield them. Oh, he also regenerates any quantity of damage he suffers instantaneously. Good luck!
These fucking mob buffs are getting out of control.
This is ridiculous. This is insane. Nervous broad and hysterical dame gets sucked into Event Horizon in a more elongated manner.
As you approach the Event Horizon, the strong tidal forces cause your aspect ratios to be stretched out. Non-binary loses her aspect corset to compensate.
All right.
Fuck! Look at hysterical dame. What are they doing to her?
The closer you get, the more pronounced the gravitational time dilation becomes. To everyone else in the universe, you appear to be slowing down until you seem frozen in time just outside the horizon. But to you, everything in the universe appears to be speeding up.
Just before you cross the horizon, you catch a glimpse of every future event in the universe, all happening at once. Non-binary, put on your sunglasses.
Yeah!
Fuck yes.
What you witness cannot be described by words. A spectacle transcending time and space. If it is true 1,000 angels dance on the head of a pin, then so it seems all universal events imagined in real play on the polarized lens of a Hollywood B-list celebrity.
You cross through the event horizon. Were those Ben Stiller's glasses?
Yeah.
Would that technically, Mixolydia isn't here. We don't have our Homestuck archivist. But wouldn't that technically make those also Dave's glasses? I feel like, oh well, maybe that hasn't happened yet. Well, don't worry about it. Demon Head Mobster Kingpin, level 99 Coddletech, Thornswoggle. God damn it, I hate this move.
Who's Dave?
Don't worry about it.
We're reading Problem Sleuth.
He hasn't happened yet. We don't know that guy.
DMK deploys his Black Briar of Cruelty. Alright. The Macabre Thicket acts as yet another impenetrable defense barrier, as if he needed one.
Great.
DMK also wields the Bramble offensively. Well, I don't think he ever wielded it any other way. The frisky creepers get down to business, honestly. It is the business of not minding their own business and involving themselves in your business.
Yeah, that's a pretty apt way to describe it. Problem Sleuth and Pickle Inspector are constricted in a prickly sleeper hold. Could this be the end? I suppose if you were to perish, you could always just walk out of death's door again. Oh, wait.
That's not an option. Death and Company. Level 3 Hippotech, The Hunger.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. These are good pages. Hippo Inspectors.
These are really fucking good pages. Look at what they're doing to Hysterical Dame. Hondinary. What have they done?
Yes, those are just a different version of Dave's glasses, or maybe they're a different pair of ironic shades worn by Ben Stiller.
Hippo Inspectors ascend to Godhead. Oh, there they go.
The 4 PIs are beckoned by their creator, Godhead Pickle Inspector, or something. God Pickle Inspector. There's too many things happening. Fondly regards his beloved children.
Look at him. Godhead Pickle Inspector has a specific task for the 4 of you. Naturally, you are all eager to do his divine bidding. Pickle Inspectors, Temporal Replisimile ad infinitum. This is good.
Each Pickle Inspector divides himself into 2 smaller parts, deploying one to the past and one to the future. Their parts continue to this process ad infinitum. Soon, the part pickles are so small they exist on an atomic scale, and so plentiful they occupy every location and every moment of the universe's history.
Can they smother Demon Head Mobster Kingpin to death?
Once again, I just want to go to the store real quick.
The part pickles politely play the roles of each elementary particle in their standard model, namely quarks, electrons, and neutrinos. Their forces are propagated by different sorts of lumbering boneheads, including photons and gluons, which lazily shuffle along at the speed of light. The many particle/energy interactions have even created some morons and moron neutrinos. Sadly, their lifespans are rather short, and they undergo the process of moron decay. This is really funny. I would think this is funnier if I still had, like, all the knowledge that I had about, like, particle theory from, like, chemistry.
In our funny noir detective comic.
Should just be happening. It's good.
Next!
You're like, whatever!
Whatever.
We blow this fucker up already. Yes. Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ. Not you going like, yes.
The candy corn! The candy corn!
The part pickles spread throughout history to comprise all of the matter in the universe at every moment in time. And so it was that God Pickle Inspector created the universe. He regarded his creation with fondness and saw that it was good.
The tidal forces have stretched Hysterical Dame into a string of quarks. Nervous Broad maintains her voluptuous, full-bodied figure, but isn't sure how much more she can loosen her corset. Hysterical Dame and Nervous Broad land already.
Hysterical Dame reverts back to her original dimensions.
Thank God she's okay. The others land it too. You wonder where the heck non-binary went.
It seems you are all standing on her. She tightens her corset.
What the fuck? Poor thing. 1,000,000 angels. It looks like the demimonde goddess has been waiting here to greet you, wherever it is here might be. She had on an earlier occasion summoned her army of courtesan angels to help her escape. They naturally proved to be of no use whatsoever. There are an awful lot of them. Pause. Do you remember the demimonde goddess?
Me?
Yes.
The demimonde goddess.
This person, this beautiful blue woman with her army of courtesan angels? Courtesan angels, so sorry.
Nope.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
I don't know who this is.
Alright, we're good. Continue.
1,000 to be precise, each shrunken to a minuscule size. It could be that these are the 1,000 angels which are said to dance upon the head of a pin. Or the head of a kingpin. Yeah!
Fuck yeah, guitar riff. Oh shit, we should add a guitar riff.
We should do a lot of things.
We should. What the? Wow.
So,
and now he's fractaling. He's a fractal now.
We're just playing Koro Observer now. Not that I would.
My girlfriend is actually obsessed with fractals, and every once in a while she remembers that she's obsessed with fractals and will turn on like a fractal video and sit and stare at it and then try to explain to me how big the fractal is until I get scared.
I don't want to think that small. It hurts.
It's literally so scary.
Yeah.
It's literally so scary. She'll be like, look, now we're in this part of the pattern. Do you see? Do you understand how we were here and now we're here and we can never go back?
Jesse,
it would be impossible
what the fuck
to
are you
find our way.
About?
And I'm like, I'm scared.
I hate this fucking guy. This little fucking guy.
The little guy's the fractal. All right. That's him.
Still fucking fractal. You know what? I was just because of the mathematical concept that we're working with here, I have a sense that we may be going outward for a little while. Oh, thank God, we're done.
Well, Weasel King, survey the kingdom.
His Royal Excellency makes a regal and slightly disconcerted perusal of his realm through the brass eyepeep of his imperial gazing wand. He has been monitoring developments with the nearby volcano, which until today had been inactive for centuries.
That's the volcano in Homestuck.
I was just trying to find a way to make a joke about it being like the volcano in Homestuck. Thank you.
You're welcome. I got you. That's us high-fiving.
Yes.
Except we've never met, so that can't happen yet.
It's okay. It's okay.
Next year?
I literally, like, the words next year were about to come out of my mouth, and then I remembered I can't afford it. Cannot afford.
No.
One year after next year.
I'll try to.
Ooh, careful. Don't tell me with a good time.
Yes, it does seem that Mount St. Lard ass is fit to burst. Oh my.
Fuck! I just saw the next page.
No. Oh!
God damn it. We could have done it. We could have finished it.
We could have finished it today. But this is now fucked. The rest of the stream is this page.
We can go back and forth, or we could go until we pass the baton. Like, you could read until you're ready to pass to me, and then I can read until I'm ready to pass to you, whichever you like.
Yeah, so we'll say, like, pass.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. I'll start. Thanks, Andrew Hussey. Yeah, you white devil bastard. The devil is touching up a few notes in his sulfuric tablature. He documents a tale which was last updated in the Tome of Wayfaring Souls by now rather preoccupied Death. When Death had finished his last entry, Demon Head Mobster Kingpin had just exposed his second face. Team Sleuth had invoked their gambit schemas. Hysterical dame and nervous broad had begun wandering through the sleazy brothel in the sky, and Ace Dick was embarking upon a game of life with death. It is that game where we pick up again. The match begins as a friendly one, but became quickly reduced to a series of boorish tactics by Ace Dick, who stole all of Death's money while he was distracted. They pursued each other in their game pieces, but Ace Dick struck a defenseless woman who was crossing the street. Ace Dick pleaded with Death to spare her life. but death was nowhere to be seen. Miraculously, the woman survived, and then Ace Dick and wife first became married. I watched a Filipino movie last night. It was actually this exact same plot, kind of.
Really?
Yeah. It was okay. It was called Rewind. Also
Oh, okay.
pass.
Um.
Here,
Oh golly, where? So, yes, sorry. I looked at your mouse and then realized I was fucked.
I'll guide us now. I'll start guiding us.
With wife Hurst, at Ace Dick sired the adorable son Hurst. As a family, they enjoyed years of peaceful, prosperous life as Ace Dick built an empire on various illicit, legitimate establishments. This activity caught on the prying eye of some thugs, who were none too pleased with Ace Dick muscling in on their boss's racket. One day, while taking a walk, Ace Dick's family was gunned down by the thugs. Ace Dick auto-parried a bullet to save Sunhurst, but wife Hurst was not so lucky and perished. This prompted the surviving family to seek vengeance as vigilantes. They became Bathurst and Punisher Dick. Unfortunately, the Wheel of Life had different plans for them. Rather than fighting crime, they would be heading west to the open frontier. Tragically, Bathurst drowned while they attempted to ford the river in their wagon. Ace Dick was inconsolable with grief and wandered the countryside, heartbroken and alone. Eventually, he found a gun underneath a tree stump and shot himself. With each successive misfortune befalling Ace Dick, Demon Head Mobster Kingpin's emotions level increased, causing him to be susceptible to physical attacks. This allowed Problem Sleuth to inflict major damage through his Gambit schema, Candy Corn Vampire, with its heightened attributes such as increased strength, endurance, and vampire fastness. Pass.
His first move was to invoke combat operandi Armistice, summoning Death, who was called away from his game of life with Ace Dick. Death gave Problem Sleuth his scythe to wield against Demon Head Mobster Kingpin. Problem Sleuth utilized the scythe in its various forms, culminating with an A-bomb scythe, completely wiping out one of Demon Head Mobster Kingpin's 2 health meters, and well as permanently destroying the scythe much to Death's sorrow. Concurrently to this battle, Hysterical Dame and Nervous Broad were trapped in the brothel, equipped with a couple of special corsets. They were confronted with a very large fan plug, which they needed to find a way to plug in for some reason. This led them on a journey through the brothel, which involved conducting sultry performances in a series of private booths, which involved using items on hand to either remove a small mural from a wall, or conceal it with a coat of paint, or generally deface it in a rather seductive fashion. The performances were much to the delight of the 3 gentlemen, a manderly highbrow, a dapper swain, and a churlish toff, who each sat in their respective coin-operated viewing booths. Once the coin-op slot's time had expired, or became disabled in some way, the window no longer served to display the other side of the booth. Instead, the windows served as portals to various trucks, including a bread truck, a cheese truck, and a ham truck, and allowed someone to either exit the rear of the truck or enter the cabin of the truck, depending on which side of the booth one entered from. This rear exit/cabin entrance polarity was controlled by a series of switches on the ceiling just outside the booths, accessible only to one with significant height attributes. Nervous Broad once used these portals to thread the plug fan through them and out to the backs of their corresponding trucks, stepping through the differently shaped portals, as well as making adjustments to aspect corset, served to modify her proportions as well as the Vim attribute, which was at times useful for carrying the plug. She also helped the highbrow to drive the bread truck, while Hysterical Dame also drove the cheese truck with the swain to various destinations to facilitate the threading process, at one point threading the cord through the eye of the ham needle. Finally, they used the ham truck to deliver the fan plug to the gutter pipe projects and fed it through the pipe and out of the lens of the motion picture projector, which projected the plug at a normal scale which could fit into the outlet, projected Hysterical Dame and Nervous Broad at diminutive scale. Hysterical Dame used her scale bodice to bring her scale back to normal and entered the door of Madame Murrow's studio. Nervous Broad remained small and simply walked through the mouse hole with the plug. What mouse hole? Pass.
In the studio, Nervous Broad used her corset to become very tall to plug in the fan. The outlet, however, supplied no power, since it was controlled by a switch in the dollhouse attic. Hysterical Dame encountered an enraged Madame Mural. Nervous Broad then entered the foyer of the dollhouse, then entered the studio from the other side, with her dimensions restored to normal. Hysterical Dame and Nervous Broad clashed with Madame Mural, using their weapons of burlesque seduction on the Madame. Finally, Fiesta Ace Dick had grown tired of the struggle with Demon Head Mobster Kingpin and decided to go mess up Mobster Kingpin's fort directly. He rode it like a mechanical bull and promptly crushed it with his impressive weight attribute. This sparked a wild chase through the greater facility, sending them down the dumbwaiter shaft, into the speakeasy, crashing through the speakeasy floor, and into the speakeasy again while shattering an oboe, and out the exit and into Mobster Kingpin's legitimate establishment. They exited this establishment to find themselves on Horror Island, with the view of a clock tower of Cartesian alignment, whose hands crept toward the strike of the witching hour. Speakeasy patrons loitered in a crowd while Demon Head Mobster Kingpin tried to blend in by swapping hats with a nearby gentleman. Fiesta A Stick eventually discovered him, in the process thefting a top hat from a man, leaving him hatless. The two entered the sleazy brothel, through the theater, and fought their way through Madame Mural's studio, where Hysterical Dame, Nervous Broad, and Madame Mural were just about to clash. They fought their way through the dollhouse foyer and then into the pantry, where they continued the struggle by the lazy Susan of Endowment. Meanwhile, the following more tangential events transpired. On the deck of the Chicago Overcoat, Pickle Inspector inched towards a large anchor, hampered by his Frankenstein slowness. At the behest of Problem Sleuth earlier, 4 heroes from the kingdoms climbed the 66,666 levels in the Cathedral of Synthetic Ascension, besting foes along the way. Dapper Swain found his way through the projection and was crushed by Mobster Kingpin's careless foot. He recovered, though, to give a valiant peeping effort through his personal gawkular lens. Eventually, all 3 gentlemen would end up in Madame Mural's studio in a diminutive state. Pass.
After suffering a series of attacks, Madame Mural retreated into the dollhouse foyer to equip her corset. She discovered it had been stolen, though. Her assailants pursued her, and she fought back using her skeleton brush and palette. On the ship, an impetus comb was completed just as Pickle Inspector reached the anchor. He was about to use a pretty lame comb rave that possibly involved an anchor, when Mobster Kingpin swapped suckle receptacles in the pantry to steal the rave for DMK. DMK then used this ridiculously powerful attack to fill him with daylight. Pickle Inspector dropped the anchor overboard, hooked it onto the cathedral, causing the ship to swing around out of range of the attack just in time. Demon Head Mobster Kingpin's attack ripped the universe in half, exposing the extra-dimensional cosmic substring strata. Meanwhile, the 4 heroes reached the top of the cathedral, which had also split in half, and they remained suspended in the middle. Alright. God Pickle Inspector, seeing his creation in peril, was spurred to rare action to repair the damage. He invoked Deus Ex sewing machine to picked up the ham needle with the fan cord, threaded through it, and affixed it to his sewing machina. He sewed his creation back together, stretching the cord across the entire length of the universe and depositing the ham needle back where it was. The 4 heroes, having floated to the other side of the cathedral, turned together a crank, which caused the cathedral's eye to zoom in to the face of the clock tower, which was at the strike of midnight, locally known as the witching hour. This revealed the very large chronoscopo of axial conjugation extending from the eye, pointing at the distant clock. At the strike of the witching hour, Problem Sleuth, who was manning the ship's wheel, noticed that the wheel in fact served as a viewport for the clock's vantage. He simply reached into the wheel, reached across the great void of space, and plucked the chronoscope from the cathedral, and pulled it out of the wheel as a normal-sized telescope, deactivating the wheel in the process. He threw the chronoscope of the very highly immobile Pickle Inspector, who then affixed the scope to his sniper rifle, which causes the clock tower to transform into a clock tower sniper cannon, a weapon operated far from by the sniper rifle itself. He used the cannon to deal a great deal of damage to DMK, all of which was rapidly regenerated, but the salvo over time released enough pang nectar to produce 3 very large impetus combs. The 3 biggest ones, dwarfed only by the 8th and final comb, yet to be prepared. The 3 combs were applied to the following characters in their corresponding comb raves. Hysterical Dame, comb rave Rolling Thunder. Nervous Broad, highly flammable case of the vapors. And the Pickle Inspectors, they got temporal rubber collision. I pass. Are we almost there yet?
The first 2 were used in tandem in the final stand versus Madame Mural, completely defeating her. She wound up in the afterlife, where she and others would be cajoled by death to play a variety of games. Other characters would arrive in the afterlife in this manner over the greater course of events, including Wifehurst and Bathurst, who died in the game of life, as previously described. Also winding up in the afterlife would be Fiesta A Stick, when during his scuffle in the pantry, Mobster Kingpin swallowed him whole by reversing his belly of the whale attack on him through the method of extortion. This caused Mobster Kingpin to absorb Fiesta A Stick's essence and become Fiesta Mobster Kingpin, a much larger, heavier version of himself. It had also become apparent that Mobster Kingpin was the one who stole Madame Mural's corset, the Gravity Brassiere, as he was wearing it at the time of this incident. To restore his former size, he simply pulled on the volume drawstrings to decrease his volume. This concentrated his weight to a smaller patch of the floor, which he caused to collapse and fall through. He landed underneath the dollhouse table, beneath which the three diminutively sized gentlemen had gathered. The four heroes would eventually gather there as well, as they had since ascended/descended the other side of the cathedral to the city streets and jumped to the projector. This group eventually included all of the speakeasy patrons after the witching hour expired, including a hatless man who managed to obtain the ink of squid pro quo for later ill-advised consumption. After slaying Madame Mural, Hysterical Dame and Nervous Broad acquired the skeleton key to unlock the door to the upper floors. They ascended, freeing several whores and recovering Ben Stiller's sunglasses. They reached the attic and flipped the switch, supplying power to the outlet. The fan, however, did not receive power right away, since the electric current now needed to travel the entire length of the universe, a journey which would take light approximately 32 billion years round trip, and would take current through a copper wire even longer. Below the dollhouse table, the gentleman aggressed, oh my god.
Yeah.
The gentleman aggressed Fiesta Mobster Kingpin foppishly, which caused him to tighten his gravity brassiere to increase his mass while decreasing his volume, augmenting his gravitational pull overall. This pull caused Hysterical Dame, Nervous Broad, and the liberated whores to fall through the floors and under the table, where they, the gentlemen, and the four heroes would battle what had become DMMK, which I don't remember what his name means.
Neither do I.
They fought DMMK to no avail, as his gravitational field absorbed each attack. The highbrow playfully used the small Kingpin with his level 4 Hoop Tech / DMMK Katamari ball and began rolling up everyone in the room into a ball, stuck together by his gravitational field. Angered, DMMK pulled his drawstrings even further, increasing his mass and falling through the bottom of Whore Island altogether. The jumble of characters fell through the sky for some time, while below the others dueled with DMK. Pass.
Zombie Ace Dick used combat operandi Check Yourself Jonah to summon a whale, which he commanded as a mount. It was quickly shot by the sniper cannon. Zombie Ace Dick and the whale fell onto a prison building below, where the whale died on the roof, while Zombie Ace Dick crashed through the numerous floors and became trapped in a cell with a prisoner. Eventually, Zombie Ace Dick, the whale, and the prisoner wound up in the afterlife too. Past future Pickle Inspector used the penultimate comb ray of temporal replicollision in conjunction with his future self, future Pickle Inspector, who finally appeared from future Pickle Inspector's previous use of temporal replisimile. The two accelerated through the traffic light portals and collided together, intersecting with Demon Head Mobster Kingpin. This attack depleted the remainder of DMK's health and caused him to descend. It also killed the Pickle Inspectors in the process, and the pot-pick collision created the short-lived Higgs Bonehead in the process. In the same sentence. Way to go, hussy. Meanwhile, everyone in the afterlife was developing the habit of becoming and going through death's door at will, much to dismay of death. It was at this point when Ace Dick shot himself in the game of life, emerged from the game unharmed, and reunited with his family, which set Demon Head Mobster Kingpin's emotions to be maxed out in time to be dealt massive damage by the rapid collision. The cluster of people falling from the DMMKs eventually landed in the game of life, on DMK's hat. All characters except for DMMK exited life's door, opposite death's door, for a large reunion with the deceased characters on top of the hat. Problem Sleuth turned the ship's wheel, causing the large barrel to fall and bounce of Pickle Inspector's head down to the vulnerable below. It struck the bulb, depleting DMK's spunk mirth. The bulb closed, DMK's ascended, and soon revealed his third and final face. Pickle Inspector's gamut schema finally wore off, with the ripeness attribute was finally depleted, completely rotting the schema pumpkin, which may have never existed in the first place anyway. DMMK in the game of life. Actually pass.
DMMK in the game of life pulled his drawstrings hard enough to collapse into a black hole, becoming BHMK. BHMK sucked in his 2 groveling thugs the entire game of life, all the characters on the hat, Sans, Death, and Mim the Whale, the Bonehead, all imaginary pickle inspectors who immediately remained in the afterlife. Life's Door and Death's Door were sucked in too. They all landed on top of BHMK's hat inside the black hole, greeted by the Demimond Goddess and 1,000 courtesan angels, with no apparent means of escape. DMK's new form quickly ensnared Problem Sleuth and Pickle Inspector and his Briar of Cruelty. Pickle Inspector had Problem Sleuth had recently obtained the Ink of Squid Pro Quo dropped by the Hatless Man, but has yet to discover a weapon to wield against Demon Head Mobster Kingpin. In space looms the biggest comb of all, nearing completion. Orbiting it is a moon, about which itself orbits the Candy Mecha Legs, which support the precious Captain Snoot bust. Also, on Godhead Pickle's instruction, past Pickle Inspector, future Pickle Inspector, the Pickle Inspectors just became all the subatomic particles that ever existed in the universe and always comprised every character and every physical location all along. The devil wonders why he's even bothering with his useless exercise in the self-evident.
Show map of all the characters seen by the player. For John?
John?
This is funny.
Epic.
Wow. Sugoi desu.
Yay! We did it! Recap done!
Those are the worst.
That was easy. We only spent 20 minutes on that.
Oh my god. The gravitational pull of BHMK is slowly drawing every heavenly body closer together. The levels of the Cathedral of Syndicate Ascension are telescoping under the forces of compression.
The Brer of Cruelty is choking the life out of you and your ally. You'd better think of something fast. Your lives depend on it. Indeed, the entire universe depends on it. Pickle Inspector. I almost said Tickle Inspector. Tickle the Brer of Cruelty.
You retrieved the tech trick of the Arbiter. You were granted as a boon from the Weasel King a while ago to deal with death. You had since stowed it in your hat for safekeeping. That bit of cunning foresight was certainly a feather in your cap. Figuratively speaking, of course. Tickle Tech. Level 1 Feather Medal.
Your foolish Butterfingers mishandled a feather. You probably should have spent more time leveling up your Tickle Tech first. Auto Fumble.
Catch it.
You obtain the legendary Tectrix Caliber.
Oh
Probably
shit.
/ the Brer.
Devil snare. Pickle Inspector lands on the ship's helm, ready to put the wealth of nautical experience from his skippering days to use.
Final comb status.
The 8th comb is complete. Fill suckle receptacle.
Suckle Porringer. Final rave.
Epilepsy warning.
Problem Sleuth. Sepultritude.
And that is the end of this chapter.
Yay! Easy. Basically easy.
Basically easy.